with my last video, I said that I wanted to start making videos on more of a regular basis. And one of the problems I've had is that I've never known quite what to actually talk about. But I've actually come up with an idea that I want to give a try, and it is an experiment I'm going to try for the rest of the year. So, see how well, whether I can actually do it. Because the idea is to post a video once a week, which I haven't actually done for a fair few years, and even then, that went on for quite a while actually, to be fair. Although that did rely on other people. Anyway, I've decided I'm going to start making videos on a regular basis, and I thought that means I need to have something to talk about. So what I've decided is to give every month a theme. So every video I make within that month has to talk about something relating to that theme. And depending on what the theme is, depends on what I talk about, obviously. So it could be movies, TV, books, stuff I've done, it really depends. And this month, as you probably might be able to guess, Halloween. Yeah, actually, weirdly enough, the reason why I'm using candles has got nothing to do with that, actually. It's because the light in my spare room just decided to flick on and flick off, flick on and flick off. And I was hoping it would do that when I was filming the video, but now it's just gone off. So I thought, well, this is where I want to make the videos, so instead, since it's quite appropriate for the theme, I figured I would do it all by candlelight. Using a Christmas thing. So yes, with the theme of Halloween, I decided I was going to watch some horror films, because that's what you do. And the film I decided to give a watch on the 1st of October was The Evil Dead, a film I had never seen before. And then I decided today, literally just finished it about a few minutes ago, Evil Dead 2. Because I thought, since the two of them are so sort of similar, because the second one was described as a parody sequel. So whereas the first one is very much plays out like a sort of serious horror film, it's very campy and very silly in parts, especially with the ghosts and everything. But the second one is so blatantly a horror comedy. It's played so much up for laughs, while still kind of managing to have some atmosphere here and there. So I wanted to sort of compare the two, sort of, and sort of see which one I liked best, because I had actually seen the second one before, years and years ago, whereas I'd never seen the first one before. But I knew roughly things about it. And of course the difference is that the character of Ash, which is played by Bruce Campbell, is kind of iconic in how over-the-top, silly. He's got a chainsaw for a hand and his boomstick and all that. So it's very kind of silly. And yet in the first film, yeah, he's sort of the hero in that he's the last one alive. Spoilers. But it's not really all that. He's not really a cool character. He's not a line quoter. He's not badass. It's more a case of, Jesus, I have to survive this situation. Everybody, all my friends are becoming possessed by demons. But what in some ways, I expected to like the second one more because of the comedy element and the silliness about it. I actually found I liked the first one better because I liked the atmosphere and the way it's sort of built up. It's very slow in parts because it's building up that suspense and tension and atmosphere and everything, with them slowly walking into rooms and walking down the cellar and everything. And then of course when the ghosts come up possessing people and they're kind of Looney Tunes a bit, it's funny but also kind of creepy. And again, they still stick with this whole tone of this guy being tormented by these spirits, and then he has to do whatever he can to try to survive. How creepy is that? Seriously, I'm not doing anything. So yeah, I actually found it quite enjoyable, the first one, for its suspense. Whereas I did enjoy the second one for its goofiness, and of course Bruce Campbell is so having fun with how over the top and overly dramatic he's being. It is so much fun watching that, I'll admit. But I did find it kind of over the top for that, but I didn't really know where it was going or what was really going on. It's mostly, and of course it gets really into it. You know, the first one, it sort of builds up having to discover the Book of the Dead and it being read out and building, it really builds it all up, rather than the second one, it's like, okay, they're at the cabin, okay, they read the tape, okay, everything goes nuts. And it's, yeah, they get into it a lot faster. And of course the plot is different because it's got different characters. The only one that is similar, the same as pretty much Bruce Campbell. Which is why I did kind of, when I was told about it, I was told that it was a sort of sequel, but not really, because it pretty much, again, the concept, the idea is still the same, that someone reads the Book of the Dead and these spirits come alive, but then everything else goes different from then. And like I said, the second one, it very much goes up for laughs with him chopping off his own evil hand and all that stuff. But yeah, overall, I actually found I did actually prefer the first one over the second one, weirdly, which I didn't actually expect at all. And I kind of like that. And I can certainly see myself watching Evil Dead again next Halloween, perhaps. Or before that, I don't know. I actually bought them all on DVD, which means I have to watch Army of Darkness now, which I've already seen. But again, I saw that years ago. So yes, that was my brief comparison of the two films. I'm not really going to do in-depth reviews. I just want to say what I felt of them. So now, next video I'm going to make next week, because I'm going to try and upload these every Wednesday, is going to be talking about anything else I can think of, whether it's TV, music, books, anything, as long as it's Halloween. I've got a few things planned. I got a few ideas, so that's something. And also, to go appropriate with the theme, I cut my finger. I'm bleeding. And of course, my light switch is possessed. Because, as I say, as you saw, I didn't touch a thing. The light came on. Spooky. So yeah, I will post. I will post again next week on more of my theme.